Hey people, how y'all doing? How's everybody doing? What's going on? Why is everybody so quiet? It looks like Dominion has something he's trying to say. Bitch! Oh.
Soon we'll be done.
Oh.
Troubles of the world.
Listen.
Troubles of the world. Troubles of the world. Oh, how soon we'll be done. Troubles of the world. I'm going home to live with God.
And you're out. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. All right. Hey, kittens. How y'all doing? Hey, Dylan. Best friend. He's there. What's up, Manga? Eccentric. What's going on? Dylan, we gotta wait 3 weeks. Wow. Okay. Well, listen, I ain't mad at you. You know what it gives, so you can terrorize and do what you need to do while you're still there, and then come back and continue to terrorize. Hey, Greg, what's going on? Dominion seems to be in a little bit of a quiet moment. He's reflecting a little bit. He's having some news was broken to him. We were just talking about some things that we are planning, and so he's processing. He's processing.
You abandoned me. You don't live here anymore.
He is processing.
Still a vacancy. Love don't live here anymore.
All right. Was that the Rolls Royce version or was that the Mary J version? Because I just wanted to make sure we give proper credits.
Friends. How many of us have them? Friends. Ones we can depend on. Friends. Before we go any further, let's be friends. Let's be friends.
Listen, he's going to keep processing for a couple of minutes. He's going to get himself together. He's going to have to go through all the emotions. He's going to have to go through all of the, all the actions, all the things that's going to bring him back to Dominion. But he's going to have to go through it. He's still going. Let's tune in again. He has another song he's going to sing.
So no one told you life was going to be this way. Your love life DOA. It's like you're always stuck in second gear. When it hasn't been your day, your week, your month, or even your year. But I'll be there for you. When the weather starts to fall,
I'll
I'll
be
be
there.
there for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to remind you all, this is not a nervous breakdown. This is not even a public service announcement. This is just Dominion process.
Ladies and gentlemen,
come on.
just before the show started,
Come on.
I was sharing the wonderful news that
Wait. Now let's be clear. You were sharing the wonderful news that what now?
that I was going to Florida for my winter vacation.
Let's stop right there. Let's just let that soak in for a second.
I don't know what are you trying to say?
And we'll listen. I'm just saying, and we'll process. Keep going. I just wanted, that's point one.
And then he asked me that one in that sky blue negligee. Asked me what dates was I going to be in Florida, because he said he was going on a cruise, which he is allowed to do. And I said the dates that I will be there. And then he broke my heart. Because he said that the cruise was going to be on New Year's Eve. New fucking Year's Eve. Now he knows that every year for the past 15 years, and as long as I've known this hoe, I have had an intimate gathering of friends for New Year's Eve. Only my most trusted associates. I see now that my ranking of fourth best friend is appropriate for Epic Onyx because he has chosen some other hoes over me.
So,
and I'm done.
So to clarify, I have not taken a good trip / vacation / time away from the office and from the city in a minute. And the last substantial one that I was going to do, which what we talked about earlier, was our white woman trip to Barcelona. Now, I took the time and I was able to get some stuff together and mentally and all that good stuff, but I still haven't had that getaway time. So I figured that I would go ahead and look and see what's available. And through the miracle of plastic and tape and maybe some good bone and jaw structure when you open your mouth, and I was able to procure a spot on a cruise ship. And so I will more than likely not be alone, and I will figure out how that is going to go. But it is my time that I'm going to be at least at sea and at least be doing something that I kind of want to do, because I kind of like cruising. I really do. And I may have some company. I'll see. And it is going to be my disconnect and reconnect. So, and I know that this next chapter in that particular point in time is going to be hectic when I go back to work. So I need to disconnect. And like I said, just happened and it's cool. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm going to have big fun by myself. And should someone else decide to go, I will have fun with them as well. But I am good. But I just want everybody to go back to that particular point that someone was planning their winter vacation, their winter trip. Did you hear my name mentioned in there anywhere? Okay. I just wanted to be sure.
I never got to say that because you dropped the world's biggest bomb. But it's all good.
So you're saying I was premature?
You were premature because I purposely have a space that has 2 whole bedrooms. And I said, well, one of them, Epic could come down and he could be there and I could cook dinner for all of my friends and family that's going to be there. But apparently not. It's all good though. Listen.
I will be.
It's not right. But it's okay. I am going to make it anyway. So you can pack your bags off on your little cruise and go on up and leave.
Yes, indeed.
But you know what? When you come back,
what's that?
Don't you dare come running back to me.
You know, I'm being a little wobbly when I come off the boat anyway. I'm being a little wobbly when I come off the boat. So, I can't run back. I might have to limp back, but I can't run back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Line in. This little microphone, she's doing a lot, but we're gonna turn her off today. But yeah, so that's kind of where we are, and that's gonna wind up happening.
I am alone. Epic's not with me, and we're far apart. He's not in my heart. What am I to do? I guess I just have to fuck a bunch of people while I'm in Fort Lauderdale and go out drinking and whoring and shopping alone.
Like you normally do.
Let's be clear. Every trip that I went on this summer or planned to go on this summer, I invited you to.
Yes, you did. Yes, you
right.
did.
So let the record show that you abandoned me in San Francisco because I said, hey, girl, let's go to San Francisco for Folsom. And you were like,
we also knew we were going on our white woman trip. And so that was the reason why I was like, I ain't know.
Yeah, but once that got canceled, anyway, it
did get canceled.
Again. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
And it's fine. It very well. Remember how we had that conversation? We're talking about how we come back, we broken shit. When I say broken shit, we broken shit. Baby, I am so there's a piece of me that is very disappointed we didn't get to go on the trip. But there's a piece of me that's like, bitch, you was already in the hole and you was going to be so motherfucking far in this hole.
That's beside the point. I mean, yes. I would have been deeper in the hole, but that's neither here nor there.
Baby, I would have been so far in the hole. I was just having this conversation with the best friend not too long ago about how I'm playing catch up. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my God. So, but I am going to say for the record, yes, I was invited on a few trips with you, and I know what your winter solstice is. Yes, but it's also a time for you to decompress, and for you to.
I can't believe I believed everything we had would last. So young and naive of me to think that was in your past. Silly of me to one day dream of hanging out with you and the kids. My love was so blind. It felt right, even though it was wrong.
You gonna quote that poet?
That's all I got to say about that.
Okay. All right. Well, we just want to take this time to welcome you all back to the show after we have spent as Dominion has had his 15-minute breakdown and his recalibration moment. So we are welcome to the BGKH show with Dominion and Epic. He is
A lonely heart is what I'll be, and no one cares for me. Let me show you how, the way that it could be. If you were with me now, I can feel the love we share, but you say it's not there.
So we are backing down to the show with the BGKH show with Dominion and Epic. As he is
It's all good. It's okay.
Breakdown.
It's okay.
All
I'm
he
letting
needs
it
to
go.
stick with
I'm
Wayne
letting it
is-
go. I'm processing it. Ladies and gentlemen, I literally just found out about this. It is 8:16. I found out about this 17 minutes ago, and I'm just. It was literally just before I had just got my makeup done and everything, and he drops this bomb on me. Oh my god. Oh my god.
So he is processing, and we are now back into the show mode. But so listen,
No, it's all good.
I want to check in with you all.
I see you've had a long day, and you are in your I don't give a shit caftan. As am I.
That's where we are.
I didn't give so much of a shit that my alarm went off because I gotta have a gentle alarm because I don't want to predict my own death, but I know that one of these days I'm gonna wake up dead because my alarm is gonna go off and it's gonna shock me into a heart attack. So I have like my alarm isn't like my alarm is not like beep beep beep. It's like
baby.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Because, baby, anything other than that, I will be shocked awake and my heart will be beating out of my chest.
Baby, the way the alarm on my phone is set and the ringtone is obnoxious. And believe it or not, sometimes I don't even hear it. But listen, this is what it is. Let's just take and it's set just this loud.
Oh no, man! I would wake up dead. I would wake up dead every fucking morning.
It's obnoxious as hell. And this is the thing. It's one of 3 or 4 different alarms I have set. Like I've set it 3 or 4 different times.
So here's mine.
Fighting. Bitch, do you understand? I've been rolled over and grabbed the pillow and caressed the pillow, bitch. And been like, shine the light.
But let me tell you, even that alarm still shocks the shit out of me every morning. Because, baby, this is why I sleep in a room that is dark and quiet. And that's why I don't like to sleep with people, because I be deep in my sleep.
Listen, bitch, we have shared a room several times, and I know my ass snores. So how the fuck did you get some sleep and wake up to that alarm?
Because when we are in a room together, okay, I don't get any fucking sleep. Okay, god damn it. I was trying to be nice to your ass and let this go and not complain, but I don't get any fucking sleep. No, I'm joking. No, I mean, it's just generally the rhythm, and the rhythm is cool, so it's fine. But you don't toss and turn as much as other bed partners that I have, and we rarely actually share the same bed, even if we're in the same room.
Right.
But we'll make it work. But anyway, so I was so not giving a fuck about it today that when that little gentle alarm went off at 7:30 this morning, I got up, went to the bathroom, came back, and I was like, nope. Just called up. I was like, yeah. I didn't even call anybody. I put it in Teams. I was like, I'm not feeling it. Actually, I said I had vertigo. So I said, I don't feel good today. So I'm not coming in.
So here's my issue right now. I have this thing that I'm supposed to be doing, and it was supposed to be done over the weekend. this past weekend, and I already scheduled to be out on Friday. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I do not want to go in tomorrow either. I've been fighting every day this week, waking up like, I don't want to go in, I don't want to go in, I don't want to go in. And I'm really sitting here thinking to myself, I don't want to go in. But I'm going to go in, and I'm going to get through this day as quickly as I possibly can. Because when I tell you at 4:59, I'm walking out the door like I stole something.
4:59?
4:59. 9. Walking out the door. I'm tired. I'm tired, and I know that on Friday, even though I do have a doctor's appointment, I've also decided, as I'm getting older, I've also decided when I have a doctor's appointment, I'm not fucking going to work. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that bullshit. Like, why am I used to try to schedule doctor's appointments in the morning or in the afternoon so I can just fuck
all of that.
Listen, I'm taking the day. And how are you taking? I'm taking a sick day because I'm going to the doctor. What the fuck? Like, that's what I'm doing. I ain't taking no vacation. I'm taking a sick day. Girl, I'm out. What the fuck? And I ain't going. So, and that's where I'm at. I didn't go last Friday. I ain't going this Friday, even though I do have a doctor's appointment. I ain't going. And shit, you fuck around. I got enough time to take off now until every Friday until we go on vacation for Christmas break. But whatever.
Yeah, girl, my last work day for the year is December the 13th. Because Cookies and Cocktails is the 14th. I was going to fly out on the 15th, but I was like, nah, that's a bit too much of a quick turn to pack enough clothes for 2 weeks. So I'm leaving on Monday. I already got my ticket for $69 down to Fort Lauderdale on Southwest. I haven't booked the return because the returns was crazy. That's another way the Southwest gets you. They be like, girl, $69.
$69 is amazing though.
$69 fucking dollars one way.
That's amazing.
Direct from DCA to Fort Lauderdale.
Okay.
And then, but the gag is coming back. They were like $350, and I was like, well, shit. So I will just wait until that return leg comes down and get that separately.
Yeah, I don't think I want to do that. That's not.
So then I will. I am out all the rest of December and the first week in January because one, I had use or lose that I needed to use, so that use or lose had to be gone. Mm-hmm. So that's taken care of. So that got me through the end of the calendar year. Then the first is a holiday, and that's a Wednesday. And I'll be damned if I'm coming back that Thursday and Friday. So, girl, I'm just out that week. And I already said, so I'm gone for 3 whole weeks. So I'm getting my rich white woman vacation, my rich white woman winter vacation, not summer. And to facilitate that, I'm not going to show them because they're not a sponsor, but I am that trip is going to be featuring caftans across America.
Come on for caftans across America.
Mm-hmm.
Listen,
so and then when I come back for that week, that's a short week too, because that Friday starts MAL. So that week is only a 4-day week for me. And then we got a whole full week. No, actually, because I'm going to take that Monday off.
Well, remember inauguration
and then a short week that week. Then that Monday is inauguration. So every week, there's a significant part of January 2025 that I will not be working.
Yeah, there's a lot that's going on, and the thing is now I thought about it when I finally pulled the trigger and got everything situated. I'm sitting there thinking like, damn, I got to get some new caftans. I got to be on this motherfucking cruise. I need to get my shit together. I need to be like.
And wait a minute. So we dashed over the part that you say you might have a date. So Shantae got a man at home now?
Shantae does not have a man.
Shantae got a cruise date at home now?
Shantae may have a cruise date if that's what they decide they want to do. But again, I'm recycling the old stuff and the old stuff. Every now and then it looks good here and there. But let me not
talking about caftans or men.
I was talking about men, but let me not discount these people because this might be their time.
Is this one of the ones we talked about?
Yes, we have.
See, when we was rolling up the road, you was like, nah, I'm not gonna. Mm-hmm.
Listen.
We knew.
No. Because here's the thing. I didn't say that it was booked for us. I said it was booked for me.
Oh, but for a cruise, it's usually double occupancy.
Is it? Because every time I've gone on a cruise and I've gone by myself, I've had a single room. I've had to pay extra, but I've had a single room.
Girl, all right, don't have your date show up and he can't get on the ship.
That's not my issue. That is not my issue. We will talk and we will figure it out. But if you ain't, what am I supposed to do? You want?
Is he small enough to sneak in your luggage?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And who would want to put him in my luggage? He's too fucking cute to put in your luggage. So, but that still doesn't stop that ship from leaving and me being on that ship and going the fuck out the door like that. What the fuck? But we shall see. I'm not discounting anything. We shall see what they do, and time is ticking. And once you get past probably like the end of this month, you're gonna be kind of SOL because you just need to book your stuff like 60 days in advance. At least have it paid off at that particular point. So,
right.
We'll see.
We've been planning this cruise for a while, so this didn't just pop up.
It kind of did, but it didn't. It was a conversation that I was having with two other brothers about it, and they were talking about it because they're already booked to go. And so I was like, all right, well, cool, whatever. I'll figure it out. And that's when I just.
Oh, wait a minute. How many of y'all are going on this trip?
Well, it's the same folks that normally go. Like, if I'm not hanging out with you, then where else am I at? I'm with 007 and Gray.
Oh.
So, we'll see what that break. See, listen. My counterparts would be Bolt Bonics and Bisu Bonics for the Dominion side. So, I mean,
the difference is that we would never leave you out, but it's okay. It's all right.
Excuse me. Okay. Do I need to go back to Atlanta? Do I need to go back to Atlanta?
Oh, girl,
do I need to go back to Atlanta?
Girl, you was late.
Do I need to go back to Atlanta? And how I was hard? I was hard. They left me hanging. Didn't even bother to go back. They left me like I was. They left me at the bus stop like my name was Roxy Andrews, waiting for my mother to come pick me up. That's what they did. They left me right there at that bus stop.
You would be shocked to know that the reason that Epic Onyx did not join us at the left factory because
A, y'all knew I was coming in after y'all, and B, when y'all got there, you knew I wanted to go, but y'all motherfuckers decided y'all wanted to go anyway, and y'all left me at the bus stop. At the bus stop. I felt like Roxy Andrews.
We did leave you, but it was an accident. We had every intention of going back.
And when I asked to go back, I said, "Hey, what day are we going back?" Oh, we've already been. We're just gonna go. We're gonna do something else. We have something else on the schedule. Y'all have been. I have not been.
We went to Swinging Richards with you. We all went to Swinging Richards, though. We all got to see dicks.
That was listen.
Exactly, eccentric.
Listen,
it's all good. You know I'm 86.5% joking.
Bitch. Oh. But
I hope you have a wonderful time on your cruise. It'll give us lots of adventures to talk about separately. Because you know what? My Facebook memories were just reminding me about all of our triumphs at karaoke on the cruise. And if you're going with Gray and 007, girl, y'all about to turn that boat out and win. You listen. So here's the thing. Y'all better come back with some money.
So the thing is, it depends on how it's done because sometimes they have they have the karaoke lounges. But then you remember, like with Special K, how he did the whole show. Like they may have one of those type of situations. So if they have that type of
what cruise ship are you going on?
Of course, it's the Walmart cruise ships. It's Carnival. Because I
Which
can't.
one? Like the Sunrise? Is it one of the new ones?
No. Pride.
Yeah, that's a new one.
I thought that was the old one. What was because I thought Pride was an older one, and then there's another one called Jubilee. But if it's Pride,
oh shit! Wait a minute. Carnival Pride was March in 20. It was launched in 2001. You sure it's the Pride?
I'm pretty sure it's Pride.
It's going to Bermuda and the Bahamas and all that?
It's doing the Bahama thing, yeah.
Oh.
And I've done that cruise several times before. I don't even care about that. I'm just trying to lay down.
Well, wait a minute. So where are y'all leaving from?
From Baltimore.
Oh, go.
From Baltimore. Listen. Listen.
Girl, listen. Walmart, Carnival may not be the fanciest cruise line, but she can be cute. But I've been on 13 cruises. The single most ghetto cruise I have ever been on was the one that left out of Baltimore, and I think it might have been on the Pride.
I'm telling you, this is not one of those things where it's the good thing is the weather should be pretty decent. It's after hurricane season, all that type of stuff. It should be relatively decent.
Hopefully. So I swear to you, I'm actually happy for you. But when we went the first week in December, and baby, it was cold as shit in the Atlantic Ocean, and it rained. You go into Nassau and Freeport,
something like that.
Yeah, it rained both of those ports. So I'm hoping you have better weather. But even if the weather sucks, the cruise could be cute. But everybody from that cruise, everybody that went on that cruise out of Baltimore was from Baltimore.
Well, listen, we are not. Let me be clear. I did not say that this was the grand dame of.
No, I'm just letting you know that even for what you expect, it's ghettoer than you expect.
I've done this particular.
I fully expect your cruise to go viral for the girls fighting.
As long as I'm not in it, I don't give a fuck.
No. I'm not. You're not one of the girls. I'm saying you're the one that probably.
I'm one of the girls if the mood is right. But what I'm saying is, I just hope I'm not in the middle of it, because again, that's a whole different thing. You're like, bitch, what? Like, what the fuck? Listen, I'm trying to calm myself down. I'm not trying to get all, rowdy. I'm trying to just enjoy myself. I don't want to, international waters. I ain't trying to get on no damn, I ain't trying to go to the bottom of the boat or no shit like that. I just want to get on, do my shit, and get off. Which is part of the reason why, if the cruise partner decides to come, I don't really have to participate in anything else that's going on except for what's going on in our room. That's all I'm trying to say.
Oh my goodness! Are you saying that you intend to be stuck in connubial bliss?
Yes. Well, I'm sorry. You said connubial bliss. No. Fucking yes. Having sex? Yes. Busting a nut? Yes. Mm-hmm. Getting it in? Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then doing it again? Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep.
But when I say ghetto, like, how everybody is like friendly on the boat. Like, you'll be on this boat and you'll be talking to some 68-year-old white woman, from Boca Raton that you've never met and will never see again. But every time on the cruise, every time you see them, you'll be like, "Hey, Miss Mabel, how you doing?" You just real girl on that boat out of Baltimore. Why that bitch looking at me?
Listen,
it's very bad. Like, how they have the last thing I'll say is that they how they had like the sales. Remember how like we did the hats and everything? Girl, they had to put that shit away because the girls was mopping those $3 watches and hats.
All out.
Not like it ain't a camera everywhere on the fucking boat.
So the last was that. Were you on that trip? I'm trying to think. Were we on? Was that the trip we were on where the guy threw up in the disco, and he was going to the bath? He was trying to get to the bathroom. It was like a trail of what
I think that sounds familiar, but I could be imagining it
because that was a carnival. I think that was the carnival, the one that left out of Baltimore. I believe.
We've never. You and I have never been on a cruise out of Baltimore.
Okay, so then that wasn't you and I. We were on we've done LA, and then we've done New Orleans, and then we've done
LA and New Orleans. Those
LA
are
and New Orleans. Yeah. So those are two we did. But one of the times I went on a cruise, they had the little disco there or whatever, and somebody got drunk in the disco and was throwing up trying to get to the bathroom. So it was like a whole big trail of vomit going to the bathroom. I said, these motherfuckers. And then at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, as you walking back to your room, you see all little cups in the corner, little juices in the corner, little liquor.
Yeah, I'm like, girl, it's a shit. Honey, just put the shit away. What the fuck?
So listen, am I expecting a lot more of that? Yes, but I also know that Carnival has cracked down on some of that stuff because that was part of the issue because they were talking about the fighting that had happened on like a couple of their cruises. So they were like, nope.
Yeah, you carry on too much and you find yourself carried on right to the brig or confined to your quarters.
Or can get your ass put off the damn boat. I'm not going to do all that. I'm a trust in the Lord. In the Lord.
In the goodness, I am trusting in the goodness of God.
Trusting in the goodness of God. And I'm going to take my good caftan ass into my motherfucking room. But I already know it's going to be just like when we got off the cruise ship and I was walking there with my good old blue and white caftan on, and the guy beside me was saying something like, look at him, look at this. What? Look at his toes. And the girl was like, what's the problem? It all matches. What's the problem? And I was like, thank God, because I was going to turn around and get busy with this motherfucker. Like, what you say? What's the problem? Right. What's going on? Why are you so concerned?
Don't let this caftan fool you into thinking that I can't fight.
Like, what the fuck? But we're not gonna have none of that. We're gonna leave that alone. That's my prayer. So that's where we are. And Justin Terry Smith. Well, I'm glad you're going on a cruise. First of all, it's good to see you. And congratulations. You've been winning like 90,000 other awards and stuff, some directorial debuts and some awards and film festival stuff. Good to see you.
Yes.
Is he?
So what else?
Eccentric.
So now that we've got all of that out of the system, you keep bringing up old shit about fucking
how I was left at the bus stop. How I can never go to that club now because it no longer exists. How that experience was taken away from me. However, I don't have any final memories of that place.
Weren't you with us though when we went to Cirque Daiquiri Bar? Because I remember Deviant being there. It's literally the same thing. It's the same drinks, but it's the same people.
But it's not. But it's not. Let's be clear, it's not.
It's close.
It's not. It's not the same. I'm just going to go on record. It's not the same. Mm-mm. Can you hear me? It's not the same. Mm-hmm.
This is awkward for you.
Listen, it's okay. My memories are already jacked up because I don't even have any final memories of it. Just like I don't have any, I don't get my last taste of daiquiri from the daiquiri factory, nor the chicken wings or anything else. Nothing. All that was wrong. But you did though. How was it? Was it good? It was really good.
The chicken wings were quite tasty, actually.
That's what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm.
I think when we went, it was a 20 wing or whatever. So
now he's just rubbing salt.
We cleaned them out with wings and the Bob Marley. No, I can't remember if I got the Bob Marley and the Superman.
See, and they just rubbing it in. Mm-hmm.
I'm only mentioning it because you brought it up.
Sure, Jan. Sure. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not trying to rub salt in the wound.
Sure. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. I'm gonna turn another light on just because I'm gonna just bring some attention to. Yes, okay. I'm gonna turn another light on. Mm-hmm.
Are you okay now?
And are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? I'm getting there. It's a progress. It's progression. I'm on my way. I'm good.
Okay. All right.
But we can still start. Go ahead.
All right. So, how was your weekend? Did you do anything fun and exciting?
Well, I didn't go to the daiquiri factory. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm kind of I'm sorry. It was a natural reaction. I'm so sorry. I was still okay.
It just popped out.
It just fell out. It was like bloop, it just fell out. My weekend was kind of crappy because I had to work all weekend because I had a project that I had to do, and I was literally working Friday night, Saturday, all day, and Sunday for about 5 hours. So I was a little annoyed with that. And that project is extending into this week and possibly into this weekend. So I'm a little annoyed with this. Because it's ridiculous how much manual stuff needs to be done with this issue. And I'm annoyed. But this is where we are. So but other than that, listen, I woke up every day. I had food in my freezer. I got some electricity. I'm working on it. So it's a day by day thing, but I'm happy to see every day. But for the most part, it's been pretty okay. I haven't been able to do any of my usual fun things, which is kind of go out to karaoke, hang out with people. I pulled out from the play that I was supposed to be doing because again, for time because I literally didn't have any other time to do it. So I was like, I can't do this. So I mean, it wasn't. I'm not saying it was horrible, but it was a weekend. It was just not what I would like to have done, but it was okay. I made it through, so I can't really say too much bad about it. So, but all in all, it's been okay. So far, it's been an okay week. I want to publicly thank my sister who's on here right now. She sent me a text message and was just telling me to take it easy because I was telling her how stressed out I was about a few things. So I appreciate that. But yeah, other than that, it's been a pretty okay week. We'll just leave it at that. So not too much going on, which is good. But the work side has been crappy. But hey, that's where we are. How was your week?
Work was fine. So I have discovered that despite my best laid plans and all of the effort that I put into getting shit together, send that off there. Send that off there. Send that off there. So you've seen my email, so you know how I am. You imagine how I am at work. I gave very specific instructions, everything that needed to get done in order for us to close out the fiscal year. And I come back and from 5 p.m. on September 24th until 5 p.m. on September 24th until 8 a.m. on Tuesday, October the 2nd, everybody in the entire company sat still. None. When I tell you none of the things that were supposed to be done while I was gone got done, happened, I mean none of them. None. And now people are like, oh, well, can we finish this up? Bitch, that money expired on September the 30th. And you knew this. So why are you submitting invoices or charging time against this shit now? Well, the work got done. I told you needed to submit this prior to 5 p.m. on September the 30th.
So now, ultimately, are you ready to get dinged for this? Because again, it's going to be money left over that you didn't spend.
Girl, I don't really give a fuck at this point. I won't get dinged. The project will be still within the 5%.
Okay.
So I don't technically have to explain anything, but it was, when I reported last, I was going to be 1%.
Right.
And the 2-3 percentage points was the hiring of an electrician to actually get the work done. So I bought all of the equipment, but now that shit is just sitting there without this $30,000 that didn't get spent before the end of the year, so the work can actually be done. So I could claim victory and just be like, yeah, fuck it. But the person who's supposed to be getting their shit done is like,
when y'all come to do my shit? Like,
right, like if I get a new roof, if I order a new roof and you'll be like, well, I delivered all of the equipment. Yeah, but you didn't actually have a roofer come and install my fucking roof. And now I just got roofing shingles and shit sitting in my yard. That's literally what we have. We got equipment and shit sitting in people's offices instead of screens up on the walls like it's supposed to. So it's all going to get worked out. But, I was just like, really, girls, y'all couldn't figure out none of this shit while I was gone. And it's so annoying that I know that I am smart, but I am not a genius. I'm not a rocket scientist. And so it annoys me when the solution that I come up with is something that if you had put your mind to it, you could have figured out. I'm not like, yeah, I'm going to take this square thing, and then if we cut it and then square it off, then it'll be round and then it'll roll. It's not a rocket science kind of thing. It's like, okay, so we need permission to get into the facility. So we found this out. If we take my vacation as 6 days, so we found this out on day 2 of my vacation. So between day 2 and day 7, when I'm actually back in the office, what did we do to resolve this situation?
Of course they did nothing because you wasn't there.
And all that needed to happen was they needed to call a facilities manager and say, hey, we want to do this work, and can we get this approval and get all this done? But no one did that whole fucking time. So I'm just like, girls, listen, my paycheck come every 2 weeks, so that's fine. So I got on this train and went up to New York City.
Yeah. New York City.
To consider my spread the wealth, spread the DNA tour of the United States. So it made a second stop in New York City. So I got there on Saturday, checked into the hotel. I'd stay for one night in Chelsea and went to the contest because my brother Cortez was in the contest. He did not win, but not only did he look really good, but he also did very well.
Good.
There were just some other people who did better. I mean, it was to the point where when they called the second runner-up and the first runner-up, I was in VIP because I had a seat. Because listen, Sir Kenzo was like, this is Dominion Onyx. He's the chair of the Onyx National Council. He'll be sitting here. And I was like, thank you.
And sat right down, and
sat my ass right on down next to Daddy Sage. So that was perfectly fine. But there were people behind me, and when they call a second runner-up and a first runner-up, and it was not Thor, they were like, oh, well, then it's obviously going to be Thor. So lots of people were surprised that he didn't win. But congratulations to the winner whose name escapes me, who is this he's a really attractive man, and I believe I'm certain that he's trans. I'm trying not to say it like making that the reason that he won, because it's not. He gave an excellent speech, like really good speech, and clearly he did really well in his interview. So I believe that is probably the first trans. He is probably the first trans man because they keep referring to his win as historic. So I believe that's what that is. But congratulations, Zephyr is his name. So Zephyr is the new Eagle NYC 2025. So congrats to him. He fully deserved it. Cortez seems to be perfectly fine, and as he should, because I know that he did a really good job, and he's got some great ideas and things. And one of the things that he and I had talked about, and other people had talked about, was that these contests are great, but it's not your whole fucking life. So,
and on top of that, anybody that knows Cortez, this is I can't imagine from the first time I met him from then up now, you are up on a stage and competing. Like, that is amazing.
I just flashed back to that little kid who, when Drunky was getting too aggressive, he actually came and hid behind me, was like, please have that guy leave me alone. And to the man that he is now. And I'm like, it's just amazing to see his growth as a human being.
A transformation. And I keep forgetting that my ass is as old as I am, but then on the flip side, that he was as young as he was. And so, and watching this young man like grow into a young man. Listen, congratulations. And the fact that he was up there was a win for me. So I was excited.
Mm-hmm.
I saw some of his leathers. He looked good. And his boot black.
Fab.
Yeah, his boot black. I can't remember his name, but he put a picture of him up. I was like, how you doing?
Right. I will. I'll put you in contact.
Okay, how you doing?
Right.
You want to go cruise?
Yeah,
I got room for you on the cruise. Come on.
Right. It fit you in this luggage.
I mean, but
so after the contest, I went to. It wasn't the exact same parties I went to a couple of weeks ago, because that was in Brooklyn. This was in Manhattan. This one was called Thrust, I believe.
I just had a flashback of the last party that we went to in New York City, and Spectre was there.
So it's funny you mentioned that, because when I was walking from the last party I went to, the one in Brooklyn, because that one was in Brooklyn too.
Okay.
It wasn't in the same part of Brooklyn. But as I was walking down the street, I was like, this reminds me of that Black Breeders party that we went to, and how Spectre funked the whole place up.
Listen. We're going to talk about this.
Bless his soul.
Bless his heart, bless his soul, and bless his whole. But he is no longer with us. But when I tell you, he was absolutely distraught. And I was like, okay, I get it. So then I had to go into like pep talk mode. And I was like, girl, get your shit together. This is what we get ready to do. We get ready to do X, Y, and Z, LMNOP, and then get your ass back out there. And he was like, okay, all right. But baby, afterwards, he was like, bitch, that was the best time I had. I was like, see, and you'd have missed out on all that bullshit if you'd have just went on ahead home with after all this shit done happened. Get yourself together. But yeah, he did the party. He had a little moment, and some stuff happened, and but listen, that's my line, Bristol. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna stick up for him.
Right. And so, because we're running short of time, because I was in shock from your news today.
You were in shock, or was it just because I was still left out on the bus stop? Because I want to make sure listen, we have traumas that are going on here. I just want to make sure that we're
all right. Everyone has traumas. Some of them are more legitimate than others. My trauma.
Your trauma is your trauma. My trauma is my trauma.
My trauma is my trauma, and your trauma is your trauma, and together we are traumatized. Bing, bing. So this second sex party was the Thrust party that was in Manhattan, was not quite giving what it's supposed to give. Now, me at sex parties, when I say not quite giving what it's supposed to give, it means, because you recall, I lost count at like 15 the last time. This one was 2 and a possible.
Not the space hand. 2 and a possible. That's all. It's just 2 and a possible.
I think I only fucked. I fucked 3 people. One of them I fucked 3 times. So altogether, 6 holes. But still, And it just wasn't a very busy spot.
I mean, you just checked the bare basics, the bare minimums. You went,
right, and it was fun. And then, of course, when I get back to the room, all of the girls that I really would have wanted to show up to the party was like, "Hey, did you come to the party? Because I was looking for you." And I was like, "No, you weren't there. We can still hook up." Like, no, I've already been to the party, and I'm going to bed now. Right. I have got I have my bacon, egg, and cheese now. Thank you.
Good God. Good God.
So, hallelujah. All right, so let's get into some actually Instagrams.
Come on, Instagram, wham, pam, sam, jam, damn, ham. Volume and sound. You may he's still not, but okay. Waiting for the sound of the Instagram, yeah. We are gonna have some eggs.
Wait a minute, you can't hear anything?
No, we hear nothing. We hear nothing. That's why I was like, what is going on? Like, what?
Could you see the screen?
We saw the screen, but we couldn't hear it.
Okay, well, at least that's part of it.
Yeah, not one word.
All right, let's try it again. I'm not going to start it again. You just missed part of it, so.
Still can't hear anything.
I don't know what's going on.
Is that the volume on? I mean, the speakerphone. I mean, the microphone at the bottom of that picture. I'm just asking.
Yeah, the audio is on.
Okay. Well, it don't sound
we'll
like.
Try another one. If not, then we'll just skip this segment and go on to other things because
that's what we're gonna do.
Can you hear that?
Nope. And it's good old Dominique.
Oh, apparently everybody else can hear. Maybe it's just you.
No,
he said we heard Nathan.
As in Nathan, as in nothing.
Oh, child, I don't speak Ebonics, so I.
You hear that? You hear that, eccentric? You hear that? You hear what he just called you?
I said he's black. He's black. I'll give it one. I'm gonna hit refresh.
It's almost. I feel like on that, like on Teams, you have to hit that, like the mirror the audio with the to do a live. I mean, not to do the live, but to like play a song or something on Teams and in Zoom, where you have to click that button to mimic the sound or whatever.
Yeah, I did that. I'm gonna try it one more time, and then if it don't work, then it don't work. We'll be all right.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we do. We keep it moving. Midas.
Oh, okay. I was doing it wrong. I wasn't sharing the tab. So, all right. So here we go. Boom. Unmute. Forward. And back.
Black people don't believe in getting old. You can die at 93 and black people will still be like, he was so young. Younger than who, sweetheart? Adam and Eve? He was just a baby. No, he wasn't, sweetheart. He might have worn diapers, okay? But he was not a baby. Honey, how are you even crying right now? That man was 93. That man lived his entire life. Honey, there was no more life left for him to live. Honey, there was nothing left for him to do. I'm gonna miss him so much. You know he loved planes, but he never got the chance to be a pilot. That man was 93, sweetheart. Not only did he have enough time to become a pilot, honey, he had enough time to build a plane. I can't believe God took him so early. Early? I'm sorry, early? Honey, God was waiting on him, sweetheart. Honey, God was sitting at the pearly gates with his legs crossed and his arms folded, waiting. Honey, God was waiting so long he ended up closing and locking the pearly gates. Honey, God was waiting so long the mosquitoes were biting. Honey, God was waiting so long he told the night shift security to take the night off. Honey, God was waiting so long he started calling him. Honey, God was waiting so long that he left him 15 voicemails and a text message that said, "Hey, you still coming? I was just talking to him yesterday." Honey, he's 93. He didn't hear a damn thing you said. Honey, the man is so old. They didn't even put RIP on the tombstone. They put ADT, about damn time. Black people don't believe it.
Baby, I be saying that when the girl, like, listen, I know you missed your grandmother and all of that, but not you personally. I'm just saying in general. Like, my Auntie Jean was 98 years old when she died, and baby, I'm just a little dead inside. But everybody else was like, "Oh, Auntie Jean, they took her too soon." I was like, "She been telling y'all the past 4 years that every time you talk to her, what she say? You know, you've heard it, baby. I'm tired.
I'm tired. I want to go home now.
I'm ready to go home. I want to go see my sister. I want to see mama and daddy." So, baby, she been telling y'all she ready to go. And I mean, listen, I know that you're sad, but let's not pretend like, you know, this is some 20-year-old. She been ready to go for a minute. So I'm glad someone expressed it, because when I say it, now all of a sudden I'm the callous bitch.
Listen, all I know is mine was 100, and baby, I was upset that she's no longer here, but baby, I wasn't sad at all, because baby, I wasn't at all. Like, let her go on the rest, baby.
Right.
Hey, I just wanted to come here quickly and say, don't mind me, I'm working all the things. Scary things don't have to be frightening. If you are telling someone that there's this huge mountain in front of you, you can talk about that mountain and not make a person feel like the mountain is necessarily even bigger than them. The mountain exists, you exist. Then you can say, but remember, you've got hiking boots. Then you can say, but remember, this mountain is no bigger than the other mountain that you overcame. You can also say, hey, you're not going to go over this mountain by yourself, or this is what's waiting for you on the other side of the mountain, or there's someone always already halfway up the mountain that's going to meet you there. There's so many ways to talk to people about scary things that don't have to make them feel frightening. There's so many ways to talk about scary things that don't have to make a person feel like they are being immobilized. In the face of these fears, in the face of scary things, we just need to be focusing on our courage increasing. Talk to those people about how they've been courageous before, how they are being courageous now, and how they will be courageous in the future. But in a time when we're thinking about this election, things are happening at your job, things are happening in your home. These systems were created to scare us into sitting still. That's why some of the most powerful things we can do as oppressed people is to get the hell out the bed. Because the way these systems are set up, most people could not get up from under them, more or less overcome them, more or less then create strategies and programs to address said systems. That's what most of us are doing each day. So when you are talking to somebody, if you're somebody's manager, if you are a leader, stop focusing on making scary things be frightening. Unless you're Wes Craven, unless you are writing the next Scream 8, think about talking about scary things that are deeply tied to strategies, that are deeply tied to moments where they've overcome them already, that are not meant to inspire with false hope, but inspire with actual accomplishments of what they've already done, with actual itemizing of the supports and the systems that are there to love on them, and with visioning what's next after the scary thing. Y'all just want people to be in the nightmare. Bitch, take me to the dream.
Wait a minute.
Before we go on, that was why I put that in there, because both of us go through this in so many situations.
First of all, I'm gonna stop and just say, first of all, Dominique looks absolutely amazing. Like, her skin is glowing.
Baby, the skin is be sickening, honey. And these ensembles, I just be like, girl, I can't even with you.
But the other part is that Atlas, a gas leak. Listen, you can't come on and put that. You need to give us some more information. Matter of fact, you listen.
I'm pretty sure he was referring to his job, but I'll call him afterwards.
I'm expecting some more information on that, but okay.
Yeah. So, all right.
I've decided to move into another direction. That's how you feel. I gotta respect it.
And that's all you have to say. If that's how I feel, I'm gonna respect it.
You seem like
You said your one-liner. If that's all you have to say, let's hug and let's just let it go. You ain't trying to fight for nothing.
You seem like you've already made your decision.
It ain't about me already making a decision. You don't have a rebuttal
You
for nothing
seem
that I'm
like you've
saying.
already made your decision.
I wanted you to say something.
I'm
You're not
listening
saying
to you speak.
It's not time to listen. It's time to talk. All of the things you say, you want to be there. You're here for me. You're all about the future and everything. You didn't even fight for a second.
I'm confused. I'm confused. Listen. I'm confused.
I'm not confused at all.
I'm confused because listen, and I'm great. Listen, Grace, I know you still in here. Grace, please report to the front. Grace, please report to the front because I don't understand this. And I hear a lot of women say things like this. Let me not say that. I've heard enough women say things like this, but I've also heard men say something similar to this. Like, well, you're not even fighting for it. Well, wait a minute. Let me back up. There's two people here, one of which just said, I think we should call this to an end and it should be over. What the fuck was you ready to say to that? Because you're gonna fight and say, I don't want it to be over, but then what you gonna do? Make that person stay in a relationship? Like what is the fighting for? What is the you're saying it's now time to talk?
It's toxic. Those people like that have only been modeled toxic. They've only seen toxic models of relationship, and so they don't believe that talking through a situation is the way you should go. That if the song says break up to make up, that's all we do. Or people believe that if you love it for it, you got to fight. And I am the opposite. Listen, I feel never having watched this show, it's called Ready to Love, Make a Move. I've never seen this show, but I feel like this ain't the first time that she said some shit like this. And at this point, he's like, you know what? Probably the first 5 times he said, but I want you, I need you. And then they went back and forth and they kept going with this shit. So finally he's like, you know what?
What the fuck?
If you said you want to leave, then go. I'm not going to play this game with you where so basically what she's admitting to is creating a crisis.
And now you want him to try to perform or like to perform on site or like to begging and plead. Girl, go listen.
Right. You said you want to go. And now your face is on the fucking floor because he was like, okay.
This is what you want. So, okay, I'm going to give you what you want. Okay, go on.
What do you want him to do? What do you want to do? Try to choke you out? Or like you say, lock you up in the fucking room?
This the time to talk. You ain't trying to fight for it. What the fuck is there to fight? How am I getting ready to... What sense does it make in a relationship if one person decides it's over and they want to be gone for me to fight for this relationship that's 2 of us and you decide you don't want to be here no more? That's wasted fucking energy.
Right. And as someone in the comments said, which you can't see because it's too small, she said, and I quote, I decided. So your words, by your own words, you've said you've decided that you don't want to be in this relationship.
And so now you want him to fight for it? You want him to say something?
Right. What is there?
Grace, no, Grace. See, this is why I called you to the front. Because see, this is some batshit crazy shit that I always talk about. Girl, no, because please explain to me how you want, in her defense, you get it. How you want what? I
mean, I understood what she said, and I understood where she's coming from, but I do not agree that this is an acceptable way to deal with emotions in a relationship. Now, if you had come and been like, listen, there are some things that I think aren't working in the relationship, and I think we should consider if this is working for us, then that is the opportunity for the man to fight or say what it is that he wants. But if you start the conversation, epic. No, hold on. Let me give you a better example. Epic. I have decided that I no longer want to do the BGKH show.
Okay.
You could be mad you could be very mad about that.
Like,
well, what are you going to do? You can't make me log in every Wednesday to do it.
That's my whole thing. You can't make like how are you like that just feels so
right. And again, if I come to you and say, hey, there are things that I think we need to work out about the show, which I am not saying because I think this is perfect, but I'm just using that as the model. Like if I come to you and say, hey, I think the things that we need to work on, or else I can't continue to commit to this show, then that is an opportunity for us to talk about those things. But if you say I've decided, then I don't know what to say.
So wait a minute. So Grace is saying she understood what she was saying. She believed there is more to the story, which I agree. There probably is more.
I'm sure she did say, and let me put that in the chat. So,
but she said something about she's asked him to show he cares before.
And yeah, but this is not how you show cares, by giving an ultimatum and forcing people into a corner. Because as much as he's probably said that, she's likely used that tactic before, and now he's tired of that tactic, because now she's like, when she says I've decided, he's like, okay girl, you've decided, I can go fuck some other bitch now. Sorry.
And so here's the other thing, this testing, because that's the shit that I'm getting to. Why do people got to play games? Don't test people.
And I want to be clear, I'm not putting this all on women, because I know a fair few number of men who do this too. I don't have time to be tested.
Like this is not.
You either trust me or you don't. You believe in me or you don't.
I don't.
And sometimes this is why I'm like, maybe I just be happy single, because the things that other people accept as the standard in relationships. And I'm not talking, I swear to you, I'm not saying this is men versus women. I see this because I see this with a lot of gay men. And I'm just like, girl, I would never put up with that in a relationship.
Listen, I've had this, Grace and I have these conversations all the time about relationships and stuff. And I think on this Wednesday evening at 9/11, she's in a relationship. Sorry, Grace.
But Coyote is right. It's too easy to have a straightforward conversation. And I think because to say I decided is you putting a wall down and you saying whatever, but what you really want, what you said later, is that you want someone to reach across the divide and hear you and see you, but you don't have the language in order to say that. So what you've done is issued an ultimatum or use passive aggressive language and modes of communication that now force a response, even though that's not the response that you actually wanted.
Yeah, well, listen. I guess I did. Listen. Grace and I've had this conversation talking about like if we ever date or whatever. I'm like, girl, listen. I'd have cussed your ass out a long time ago. I would have broken. Listen, done. I probably wouldn't even be speaking to her. I'd be like, cause she's fucking crazy. I'd be like, I'm not doing that. No.
It's so funny though. I feel like what we're talking about here. My boss talked about some situation that happened with her and her husband, and they were out, and she went off and went crazy the same way she does at work. But it's not that her husband likes that, but he's figured out how to deal with that. And that is my problem. And some of the other people at work, it was like, we aren't married to you. So we don't feel like we got to put up with that crazy shit. This is the kind of shit that she would say. She would be like, well, I've decided. It was like, okay, girl, you've decided.
There's a song about it that Salon sings it.
Right. She told us that about work one day. She was like, we're coming back to the office every Tuesday and Wednesday. Okay, girl, we're coming back to the office every Tuesday and Wednesday. Then later she was like, but everybody don't want to come back to the office every Tuesday and Wednesday. And I was like, no, they do not. If you want us to say that, then that's not the truth. But you're the boss. You said we're coming in, so we're coming in. So I'm not even sure why we're having this conversation. Anyway, so on to the next thing. So say what it is that you mean and mean what it is that you say.
Indeed.
Okay, everyone, the time is 3:58, so I'm going to go ahead and end this meeting a bit early and give you all some time back in your day.
Wow, amazing. Thanks so much. Guess I'll just go and fuck myself.
Baby, when they be saying that shit. Now, when I say it, I'll be like, okay, this meeting was supposed to last till 3:30. It is 3:15. You get 15 minutes of your day back. But you go into meeting 2 minutes early, you're not giving me anything, sir.
Yeah, you're not. But okay.
Last week we had Mariah Carey here in the studio.
You did? How is she doing?
Well, she was doing great.
Oh, great.
Yes.
That's great.
What I'm curious about, what do you think of her?
What do I think of her?
Yes?
I don't think of her.
Madonna has said that Mariah is not particularly bright and that she would, quote, rather kill herself than be Mariah Carey.
I really haven't paid attention to Madonna since I was in like 7th or 8th grade when she used to be popular.
Can I just stop you right there? Because she is from the jump. This is, there is no shade quite like Mariah shade.
Because baby, whether she is intentional or not, and I believe it's intentional.
Oh, this was very intentional. She called her bitch old.
She is shady as a motherfucker all the time.
She called her ass old.
Yes, she did.
Without even using those words. Because she said, when I was in the 7th or 8th grade.
When she was popular.
When she was popular. Mm-hmm. That was too much. You could have left that part off. That wasn't subtle shade anymore.
You going in for the kill, so why the fuck not? You might as well go in for the jugular. That's what
exactly. Finish her.
What the fuck?
So I didn't hear that.
Are you broke? I have no money problems, believe me. So I'm thinking, are you broke? Yeah, no money problems whatsoever. That's Tony Braxton, not me.
Do you see yourself going head to head with Madonna?
It's dance music. I'll say that, which is very similar. I think, how do I put this? I think what I do has class to it.
I am a musician.
All right, we'll keep going and we'll come back to that.
I don't sample, it's not Memorex. I go on stage, my microphone is on.
Mm-hmm. Madonna also here tonight. Oh, did you congratulate her on a new baby?
No, I didn't. I didn't see her.
Last week we had Mariah Carey here in the studio.
You did? How is she doing?
Well,
no, that was the end. So I guess what we could take away from this is that no one really likes Madonna.
Well, I think what we can take from this is that Madonna is shady. I'm sorry, not Madonna. Well, actually, both of them. Madonna is shady as shit, and Mariah Carey is shady as shit. True. Like they've started shit with it because they've started a lot of shit, but then they walk away. But then there's certain people that always clap back. Aretha Franklin is definitely one of those people that always clap back when people say something.
Yeah, remember that incident where something happened and Aretha sent a fax? I wish I was joking. There was some issue that happened, and Aretha was in a disagreement with somebody, and she sent a fax to correct it.
Listen, all I know is the woman has been in the industry for God knows how long. She has a lot of fans, but baby, your contemporaries, your colleagues, the people that are in the same genre as you or doing similar things as you, baby, they just not feeling you. They are not feeling you at all. When I remember when Madonna threw the first blows at Janet Jackson talking about Rhythm Nation or something. And in fact, it was in the movie, what is it?
Not Sex or whatever it was.
Which it was for the Vogue tour or whatever. And she was like, oh, it was very, Rhythm Nation and Janet Jackson, or whatever. She was like, oh, bite your tongue. And it was like, really, girl? Like, what? That's what we're doing? Oh, okay. So then, of course, Janet responded, and there was some shade, and so that's kind of what started that with two of them. But here's what I will say: Janet's not really a shade thrower. She does it, but she's not really a shade thrower. I feel like Janet's that girl that'll be like, "I'm gonna take this man hand. I'm gonna go ahead and fuck you up real quick," because I love my baby girl, but she does have man hands, and she grew up with 19 brothers, and she's the youngest. So I don't think Janet will be losing a fight. But let me not say losing a fight. I don't think Janet will not land a couple blows. How about that? That's what I would say.
All right, let's
Here she is. 15 minutes late, huh? Sorry, I had to jerk off.
Here she is. 15 minutes late, huh?
Sorry, I had to jerk off.
So first of all, I feel seen because I'm always running 15 minutes late or more.
Yes.
I didn't ask for any comments. I do like her response of I had to jerk off, so maybe I'll start using that going forward. But yes, that's all I have to say about that. Yep.
Don't say it before. Don't shake my hand and then say it.
Yep.
All right, last one.
Hi guys, come spend the day with me as a depressed feminine top. Hi guys, come spend the day with me as a depressed feminine top.
Listen, these feminine tops, and I've heard people refer to them as blouses. I'm still just kind of having a little bit of a problem. I want you to get your life, whatever you're doing with whoever you're doing, get your life. I just don't know. I just don't know. I don't know how this is going to end. I don't know how this is going to end. I don't know. I just have so many questions. I have so many.
I mean, every person who prefers the penetrative role is not,
And this I know, but
it's bodybuilder, ultra masculine.
I think for me, it's the idea of I don't know. I don't know. I don't have any words. I don't even know how to express what I'm feeling right now. But I'm gonna leave that alone because yeah.
Well, all right. Well, how about we just go on to these stories because you appear to have strong feelings that you can't quite put into words.
I can't quite verbalize it. I can't quite put it into But anyway, okay. Well, I'm gonna jump right into this. Listen, sad news. We lost Cissy Houston, Whitney Houston's mom. She's dead at 91. She's a Grammy-winning singer and mother of, like I said, the late, great Whitney Houston. She died Monday, surrounded by family in her New Jersey home, where she was under hospice care as a result of Alzheimer's. Her daughter-in-law, Pat Houston, confirmed this to TMZ. She started her career in 1938 singing gospel with her siblings, and she graduated to become backup singer for the likes of Elvis Presley, Aretha Franklin, Chaka Khan, Dionne Warwick, Lou Rawls, Van Morrison, Jimi Hendrix, and Roy Hamilton. She also collaborated with Beyonce, Luther Vandross, Paul Simon, and Burt Bacharach, among others. As a solo artist, Cissy won 2 Grammys for her Best Traditional Soul Gospel album for her 1997 album Face to Face and her 1998 album He Leadeth Me. Now, I didn't know that she had won 2 Grammys, but again,
I did not know that either.
Yeah, shout out to Miss Cissy Houston because listen, she's amazing. And again, you've probably heard her in the background on every single thing because she and Whitney are both singing in "I'm Every Woman," so that's a whole nother situation. But anyway, next story. I found this article in the the Hindustan Times. Listen, an HR team was terminated after their manager discovered an auto rejection flaw that dismissed all the candidates, including his own application. In a turn of events where an entire HR team was terminated after a manager discovered that the automated system had mistakenly rejected all job applications, including his own. The job search can often feel like an uphill battle with countless applications, and the experience of receiving a rejection letter or rejection email is almost immediately after applying can be a little bit disheartening. And I know some of you guys are out there looking for jobs at this current particular point in time, and I brought this up for that particular reason. But again, in this particular instance, the manager wanted to see what was actually going on. Now, he was determined to get to the bottom of this issue, and this manager created a new email address and then sent a modified version of his resume or curriculum vitae, and he had a fake name on it. and the results were alarming because he too was automatically rejected without any human review of his qualifications. When he reported the situation to upper management, half of the HR department was fired in the following weeks. So now they work in the tech industry, and they were trying to hire developers and looking for some very specific software expertise. But again, the way it was advertised, they didn't necessarily say what it actually was. So they said that they were looking for an Angular JS developer, while the position required expertise in Angular, which is a different framework entirely. I'm not a tech person, so that part I'm not quite sure. But again, I can see how some people can see that they're similar, but then they're completely different. So that's more than likely was something that was actually helping people to be dismissed and not even be considered. But again, the whole process of applying and the fact that you are, part of the company and your own resume got rejected, something's wrong. The system is flawed. So social media had some reactions, and they were saying how that some of the comments were talking about the recruiting team and called them lazy. To also say that this is why automated systems should never replace human judgment, and just a couple other things. And basically, they were really saying it was just totally embarrassing for the company for this to have happened. So, yeah, interesting story. Hopefully, this is not what's going on, and what I felt like was going on with the federal government for quite some time. Whenever you would send an application in, but that's a whole nother conversation. I'm also going to point out some famous birthdays that have happened. Paul Hogan turned 85. Jesse Jackson turned 83. Chevy Chase turned 81. R.L. Stein, anybody remember from Goosebumps? He turned 81. Nona Hendricks turns 80 from LaBelle. Sigourney Weaver turned 75. Why is Sigourney Weaver 75 years old?
Right.
Robert Cool Bell of Kool and the Gang is 74. Sharon Osbourne is 72. Tony Shalhoub turned 71. Scott Bakula turned 70. Kim Wayans is 63. Director Guillermo del Toro turned 60. Karen Parsons from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is 58. Teddy Riley is 58. Right. Matt Damon is 54. Bruno Mars just turned 39 years old. And actor Tyler James Williams from Everybody Hates Chris and also from Abbott Elementary is 32. Also on this today, the birthday to note would have been John Lennon and also Brian Lamb, the founder of C-SPAN. So go figure. But happy birthday to all these folks. We're gonna keep rocking. So I have some social media. I have a social media sleigh.
Yeah, I was like, what is going on? This was a long ass post.
Yeah, it was. So here's the thing. The social media slate came from this woman. Her name is LaToya Green. And LaToya Green on her page had posted a picture of herself, and she was dancing, and she had a skirt on, and the split was apparently too high in the back. And so go back down. No, scroll back up the top. Thank you. So that was so what I just described to you was what was initially put out on the page. And so then LaToya responded. She said, I don't bother anyone, not a soul. She said, these church folks are being rude because of what I have on dancing in my yard. She said, I wasn't going to nor leaving church. God's still working on me because I have zero tolerance for old church bullies. And so she started going through some of the comments, and these were some of the comments that she had back to people that had commented on her page. So this first picture, this woman said, I hope that's not your church outfit. And she said, what the F if it is? That's the first thing. It goes on to the next one. Ashley Malone says, a few safety pins, a slip would do great, but praise him, honey. And then she responded back to her and she said, so we're cardio 3 times a week for 30 minutes and put a picture of the woman up there.
Baby, the kids be saying all kinds of shit on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram like the rest of the world can't see you.
And so Shirley Lee responded, and she made a post. She said, I don't think she had on any underwear. You see the print of her butt, cute dress, but not for church. And then LaToya responded, Shirley Lee, focus on putting your teeth in, Miss Shirley, and take that Dollar General jewelry off before your neck turns green.
So LaToya was not.
She was not for the shits at all. Lovely Craft said the split in the skirt is too high. And then she responded to her and she said, So is your wig.
Jesus Christ.
Tony Harris said, I'm glad you're excited about praise, sis. In my church mother's voice, you need to slip a girdle and safety pins to bring that slit down. Or altar workers, where's the sheet? You look good, though. Then she responded to her and she said, Tony Harris, I'm glad you decided to make this comment. You need to slip a girdle, a swoop to cover that forehead, and to tell whoever told you to wear those glasses to repent.
Yes, repent.
So another person responded, Wani Jackson. She said, dancing outside because the church mothers put her out. She responded and said, Wani Jackson, smiling after Golden Corral put you out. Jesus Christ. She is ruthless. But the next one, she said, this woman said, wearing a split to church seemed like entertainment now. So she responded back. She said, ramen noodles in the form of crochet is entertainment.
Baby, y'all gonna learn not to leave Miss Latoya alone.
Wait, and the last one was, this woman responded. She said, Kenya said, ma'am, you need a slip on with that high split. You about to show your tail, shaking my head. She responded back to her and she said, Kenya, and you need Dr. Now for my 600-pound life. When I tell you, I could not get myself together because I was sitting there saying to myself, why is this woman being so mean to these people? But then I also sat back and said,
why didn't they shut the fuck up and mind their own business?
So I can't even defend,
right?
Or chastise her for her responses because it's like that's how she felt.
Listen, and the church said amen.
Amen. That's what they said. Really quickly, news of the weird. U.S. Customs and Border Protection shut down smuggling attempts on a daily basis. But what officers found on September 23rd at the Presidio, Texas port of entry wasn't the usual contraband. While inspecting a vehicle being driven into the U.S., CBP personnel discovered 748 pounds of Mexican bologna. The New York Post reported that 40 rolls of the deli meat were hidden in a number of suitcases throughout the vehicle. And CBP Presidio Port Director said in a news statement that the concern with pork products is that they have the potential to introduce foreign animal diseases that can have devastating effects on the U.S. economy and to our agricultural industry. The driver, an American citizen, was issued a $1,000 civil penalty, and the bologna was destroyed per USDA regulations.
Girl, you don't know where that bologna came from. Yeah, they selling that at your local Piggly Wiggly, and you're like, why you sitting around wondering why you got the shits after eating a bologna sandwich?
You'd be like, my stomach is moving. What's going on, girl? That's trichinosis. That's what.
Exactly. You got parasites, honey.
This next story was when a British surgeon couldn't find a scalpel. The BBC reported on October 1st he reached for the next best thing: the Swiss Army knife he normally uses to slice up fruit for his lunch. Now, the news organization has not identified the surgeon who was operating on a patient at the Royal Sussex Hospital in Brighton. While the surgery was reportedly an emergency, the patient survived, thankfully, and internal documents indicate that the surgeon's colleagues found his behavior questionable and that they were very surprised he was unable to find a more conventional surgical tool. Dr. Graham Poston, an expert on clinical negligence and a former consultant surgeon, told the BBC, it surprises me and appalls me. Firstly, a penknife is not sterile. Secondly, it is not an operating instrument. And thirdly, all the kit must have been there.
I don't really know what else to say about that, because if I found that out, I would have sued. I can't even fathom that you would be in a surgical operating theater and they don't have like a sterilized set of knives and scalpels there, and you got to use a fucking penknife. Why do you even have that on your person? You're not supposed to be carrying all that shit with you when you go into surgery.
Because everything,
there's all sorts of magnetic things in there. Like, what if there was an MRI machine in that room or something?
Everything needs to be sterilized.
Yep.
Yeah. But anyway, that's all I got for the stories for this particular week. So we getting at that close to that time. So we're gonna go ahead and run that beautiful bean footage before we check up on out of this evening session.
Yes, sir.
All righty. See you in a few. Hey, I just noticed something. It says on the running banner, it says 267. So I don't want to confuse anybody. This is episode 270. So just so y'all know that. And listen. And
things that I just there we go.
Listen, and
a little bit late now, but better late than never.
Right. And let me go back. Dylan, because you had a comment in here saying I'm a proud blouse. Baby, listen. Let me explain. Actually, let me take that back. I did not have anything more to say because I did not want to offend anyone, and that is still my position. I don't want to offend anyone. So while my thoughts are my thoughts, and I was processing those, if I offended you, that was not my intention. That's not what I planned. That's not what I intended, which is more than likely why, not more than likely, but which is why I just didn't say anything more, because I was like, sometimes I just keep to myself. But because again, I know too many people that fall into many categories.
Sure, it takes a lot more than that to offend Dylan.
But and the second thing is I want to recognize Midas. So I will forever call him my baby boy, because I think of him as my grandbaby, because one of my kids, they had a dynamic that is no longer. And so, but I want to congratulate him because he is back in school doing his master's. Congratulations on that. And also he was collared he's under consideration and was here this weekend to start that process. So congratulations on that journey as well. So I'm very happy for you, and I hope that you get everything that you need from both this program and your new daddy. I'm trying to remember.
That was it, yeah.
But yeah, I'm trying to remember whether it was daddy or sorry, but from your new daddy. And listen, I'm very happy for you, and I'm glad that you are in what you wanted to be in, because you wanted to be in the dynamic for quite some time. And I've been watching you and listening to you and kind of walking through the process with you. And I'm glad that you have found what you're looking for. So I'm hoping that this is going to be your forever spot.
Amen.
That's it.
Well, congratulations on that. And I think we've said everything that we need to say.
Yep. I mean, I don't have anything more. I mean, I'm still sitting at the bus stop traumatized, but it's okay.
All righty. Thank y'all for coming out. God bless you and good night. Bye.